You know, the aviation world is all the things you just said, Jim. You did a great job of articulating. It's fun, it's exciting, it's powerful, it's art, it's engineering, it's challenging. So people who are drawn to aviation tend to be a little more interested in learning how the world works than maybe some others do. They also tend to be people who have the desire to see positive outcomes. So my approach to the general population is this. Here sets this membership called 165,000. That's us. Right next to us is this pilot population of 600,000, and it's not growing. Right over here is this population called 308 million people in the United States. The future pilots, future aviators are coming from this segment of the market. My approach to that market is to invite them in, provide the pathways for them to participate throughout the entire aviation life cycle and enjoy, if they should choose, if they want to, participate in the aviation lifestyle, which is very fun and very impactful.
Freedom through performance. At Cirrus, performance is not simply the measurement of a single design parameter. Rather, it's a total package. It's optimum balance of speed, efficiency, comfort, safety, ease of flight, and quality. We call it Cirrus Flying 2.0. Aren't you ready to feel the freedom?
Back to AirVenture for a moment. It is the preeminent aviation event in the North America, period. And frankly, for those of us who do get out to Paris and Farnborough and so forth, let's face it, Whitman is a whole hell of a lot more fun than, this military, that, and that, starch, shirt talking about this, that, and the other on a very regimented basis. Oshkosh has a spirit all to itself. However, once again, the criticisms we're hearing right now is it's either becoming too much a trade show, too much a carnival, and it isn't as personal as it was when Paul was running on out in Red One and directing this and picking weeds and helping to put away the trash and everything else. Is there a balance that allows Oshkosh AirVenture to retain the flavor of Whitman and even to a certain extent Rockford and still continue to be America's answer to this is aviation, come on in?
Yeah. First of all, the answer is yes, of course we can do that. Here's the thing that I think is important. And I spend a lot of time talking to people. Since my announcement July 26, I've spoken personally to over 650 of our EAA members. And they're from pilots of all backgrounds. They're from socioeconomic backgrounds across the spectrum. But here's what I hear. I hear that criticism from some of our members. And some of the members say, it's gone too commercial. Well, I want to challenge that. We spend more time and more resource and more energy in the home building, light sport pilot marketplace than we have ever in the history of the EAA. Paul still drives around in Red One. Tom drives around. We're all out there on the front lines like we always have been, and we've continued to provide a home for those special interest segments of aviation. We will always continue to do that. So I take that criticism with a little bit of with a grain of salt, because I can tell you that as aviation has expanded and AirVenture has followed that expansion, the magazines will follow, the membership will follow that a bit, and so that's why you can see some changes like in the magazine in January, for example. So the new EAA is the old EAA under a new leader named Hightower. That EAA will spend its time focusing on member value, and our membership is growing. We're attracting members from other segments of aviation that we might not have been used to receiving those members from. So we're supporting that and serving their needs.
If you own a Cirrus today, or if you are considering the purchase of a new or used aircraft, consider this. Avidyne, in conjunction with the country's leading Cirrus sales and maintenance facilities, has launched the G3R9 program that combines the purchase of a late-model, low-time Cirrus aircraft and the addition of the Avidyne Integra Release 9 avionics suite for much less than you may have thought, and certainly much less than purchasing a brand new aircraft. G3R9, combining the best airframe, best engine, and best avionics for the best value.
84% of our members own a type certificated airplane. And I trial balloon that at every of the events that I go to, and we had a room full of EAAers, wonderful EAAers. Our chapter people and our folks are fantastic in the field. But at a substantial event last Saturday, by show of hands, I said, we were talking about the type certificated discussion. Are we moving too far away from the core? Well, of course we're not moving too far away from the core. I said, how many of you think in this room, how many of you own type certificated airplanes? half the hands in the room went up. So half of our membership, sitting there in that very audience, raised their hand about having that type of airplane. When you talk to other members, EAA members individually, some of them say there's no way that half of our membership owns a type certificated airplane, and yet it's a fact.
Okay, you've had the job now for what, six weeks or so, or five or 6 weeks, and it's not enough of a taste to really say anything in particular. But is it what you expected? I guess would be the best question I can end with.
It is. It's a lot more than I expected. As a 21-year member of EAA, I really was not aware of the breadth and the depth of EAA's involvement across the spectrum of aviation, and it's very powerful. It's a very good thing.
We wish you nothing but the best of luck, and yeah, we'll be on the sidelines throwing rocks as necessary, so be prepared to duck.
Keep us honest. We appreciate that, you know.